FM Zimbabwe on a Monday morning. As always, we get to talk about something to inspire you, to motivate you as we get into another working week, another schooling week as well. You get to be motivated right here on Power FM Zimbabwe. Last week, we spoke about the envelope of success. Let's recap, and good morning to you, Bishop, and welcome.
Good morning to you and all your listeners out there. And as we are unpacking the envelope, how do you open up yourself to possibilities of success? And I think last week we covered the 6 lines, which had to do with first things first. You want to draw that line again? Yes, you can do that, and then we can show it to our listeners out there.
Let me draw it as...
Let me see if you're a good student. Yeah.
Okay, let me draw it as I was taught last week.
There you go.
Okay, camera, let it zoom here. So we can draw this for everyone to see, this envelope of success that we want to do. Okay, so this is how you're gonna record your envelope of success. You put the first line, right, and then you put another line, then you put another line, right, then you connect to make it a rectangle, right?
Yes.
You number this: number 1, number 2,
yes,
number 3, number 4.
Yes.
Okay. Then you put the 2 lines that they have to go from the other end to the other end, like this, and then you do this. This is an envelope, like we've learnt about it as we're growing up.
Name the last 2 lines there.
Oh, the last 2 lines. This is another line.
Number 5.
Number 5.
And then
number 6.
Yes.
And then you can put A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this correct, sir?
10 out of 10. Actually, 12 out of 10.
12 out of 10.
12 out of 10.
So this is our envelope of success as we spoke about it. Let's recap of what we spoke about outside the envelope last week.
We were saying in terms of life, in terms of business, strategy, organization, personal arrangement, and how do you put your life in order. Line number 1, first things first. Know when to start and how to start things. Line number 2, build solid foundations. Invest your time into establishing yourself, so that you know exactly where you are and where you're going. Understand your limitations. It's almost like a SWOT analysis.
Okay.
Know the things that you're weak at and the things that you're strong at. Because where you become limited, other people are professional and are good in skills in that. So you know when to plug in and network so that you can create a successful model. And last line on the far right there is have clear goals in mind. A man who has no destination is a tourist, keeps on going. So where do you want to go exactly? As a country, as a family, as an individual, where do you see yourselves? And don't just look at yourself from 2023, 2024. That's too short. People who are planning are already talking 2060.
Go beyond
310, 500 years from now. Colonialism is 400 years old. And the architects of this system thought through what would happen in the 1st century, 2nd century, 3rd century, and 4th century. So have clear goals in mind. The line that comes down, learn to cope with failure. How do you deal when you get it wrong? What do you do? When you get pregnant, what do you do? When you mess up in school, when you don't get the business right, when you lose a business transaction, when you fail in life, what do you do? So learn to cope with failure. And the last line that goes up, learn to cope with success. Okay. Don't get constipated and get overzealous and become big-headed on your way up. Your upward movement could be very short-lived. So how do you cope with failure? Is equivalent to how do you cope with success. Other people are actually more dangerous at the point of their success than they were at the point of their failures.
24 minutes before 9 is our time. We're just recapping of what we spoke about last week on the envelope of success. Now we need to go inside this envelope. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got 4 triangles inside the envelope of success. What are these all about? That's what we want to talk about this morning. Where you don't understand, feel free to drop by on our Facebook page, Power FM Zimbabwe, or you can also come through on our WhatsApp platform, 0712-831-172. Let's go into the inside triangles.
Successful people are not just successful in terms of strategy, in terms of SWOT analysis, in terms of academic backgrounds, in terms of having goals, in terms of having all the emotional intelligence that is around them. Successful people, number 1, A, speaks of your physical success, physical well-being. Your health is your wealth. Without good health, even the richest man is poor.
True.
How do you become successful? Then you spend all your successful money on paying medical bills. Then how successful were you? So therefore, health becomes one of the key banks that a successful person must have a look at. As a person, as a family, and as a nation. food security becomes the key pillar of any successful economy. Regai kujarana na fodla, mujijarana ni nama flowers. I give breakfast. Make sure in the midst of you trying to become commercial, you don't overlook the food part of it. Because you'll have 240 million out of forex from tobacco, and then you must bring back 230 million buying food. Then what have you done at the end of the day? So health becomes important. Not just health, organic, good eating, good food. Look after your health. That's section A. And take note, first things first. If you are not healthy, you're not employable. If you're not healthy, you can't transact. If you're not healthy, there's no business. You have no business. So your first transaction must make sure that your feet are standing. Your eyes can see. Your ears can hear. Your hands can
think.
And your mind can think. What will come to the mind? I kept it for the other part.
Okay.
For the first thing, have just your physical body right. You know. And number two, then we're looking again at a more critical issue right there, which I want to call the emotional side. Emotional intelligence. Your family background. How do those things affect you on your emotional side? Are you wired correctly? Because you could have all the brains, but if your attitudes and your demonstration in terms of expressing your emotional intelligence is poor, most likely all the rest of it will fall apart, because you're simply a difficult person to work with. You can never be accommodated because of attitude issues. So that part for me becomes very important. And these are things you should have learned these things at home. Learn to say I'm sorry. Learn to say thank you. Learn to say excuse me. Learn to show that you're coming from a home. Don't go up on Facebook and start calling other people's mothers private parts. I mean, you've just told us who your mother is. That's all it is. Because if you come from a good, genuine home,
be cultured. Yeah.
Be cultured. Be human. Ubuntu. Be humankind, as of be kind to other humans. That's what it means to be mankind. Man and kindness. That's mankind. So build solid foundations, solid right there. But on top of solid foundations, have brilliant emotional intelligence. If you have issues right there, get professional help to improve that area. Area number 4, which is 3 on top there, speaks to your
this is where we
mental ability. That is your C. Growing your brains. Having a hygiene in terms of your mind setup. Is the furniture of your mind well wired? Can you process things? Can you think? And remember, this can be expandable. It's next to understand your limitations. So that while you discover you have shortfalls, how do you then come into that area and say, how do I improve my mind? How do I better learn that which I don't know how to do? Be healthy, be emotionally intelligent, be mentally informed. Get correct information. Improve the qualities of your thinking. Sharpen the apertures of thought. There's no excuse. Ignorance in this day and era, it's a choice. Because information is readily available in galore and in variety. Don't just use your phone for sending SMSs. You can get into the Google Spaces and learn and study. You can do courses online to make it even better and learn to improve your mental side. And lastly, on your D, we're talking about your social intelligence. So basically, the 3 triangles inside are talking about intelligence. You know, physical intelligence. And then we're talking about emotional intelligence. Then we're talking about improving your mental intelligence. Finally, we're talking about your social intelligence. How do you now take the whole package we have spoken about and you go and meet with the society? That's where business begins to happen. So we package you first in terms of putting you in order. And after that, you are ready to go and meet with the audience. And this is where business happens. This is where you begin to interact with other people. This is where you begin to get employment. This is where you begin to get contracts. This is where you begin to become effective in a community. And before you can run to the community, and many times this is what happens in life, there are others who are stuck on just becoming physical. And they end up with big muscles. So what are you going to use those things for? And they just go, and say, but man, it's not just about muscles. And there are those who spend too much time on emotional issues. Then they become emotional sissies, you know. And those who end up on too much mental development, they just end up as snobs. Libraries of knowledge. And there are some, of course, who always end up on too much social, always with the cooler box. And all they think is life and entertainment. Life is not about what is in the triangle. It's how do you balance everything that is in the triangle. Take time in each one of those sections so that where you run short, you know how to improve on that. Any comment on that?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So at the end of the day, how do I then analyze myself that I've passed on 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and the other triangles in there?
I think for a start, because you are doing it for yourself, Tinashe, it would be nice for you to take this piece of paper and sit at home and then line by line try and go through to assess yourself. You know, am I good at starting things? And am I good in terms of systems?
I think maybe for the benefit of here we say this is
the emotional intelligence.
This is emotional.
No, this is physical intelligence.
Yeah, this is physical.
Yeah. Say PI. Say PI.
Okay.
Then you go EI. Yeah.
EI.
Then you go MI.
MI.
Then you go SI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Target medicine. That's science.
This is the moment where you need to understand now. PI means physical intelligence, emotional intelligence, mental intelligence, and social intelligence. For the inside the triangles, that's what we're talking about. So that you can, excuse me, you can label everything so that you understand. Yeah.
So you sit down by yourself and you go through line by line, as I was saying. You know, do I have family? Do I have the correct qualifications? Do I have the correct network? Do I have, and then see where you are running short. What are my goals? So it's actually a personal assessment. Take your time away, maybe in the course of the week or on a beautiful Sunday, and better still, if you are in a relationship, you can use this chart again to go through an assessment of your own relationship. Did we start this relationship right? How did you start the relationship? How did it all start? You may find that some of the issues which are in the starting of the relationship will affect your ultimate goals and stuff like that. So you sit around as a couple and say, how do we go through line number 1? How do we go through line number 2? How is your relationship with your mother? How's the relationship with your father? How's the relationship with people around you? My mother does not like me. My uncle does not like me. My aunt has a problem with me. You can already tell. There's a problem right here. If everyone around you does not like you, then who the hell are you? You know, how far did you study? And what are you doing with yourself? How are you improving yourself as a couple? And then, ultimately, what do we want to achieve? When is the last time you failed and how did you fail? Tell me, what was the last breakup like? Tell me, what was the most successful moment of your life? Oh, how is your health?
But I would want to ask something, Bishop. Is it because more often than not you get to find people saying that I don't want to talk about my past. Should we not talk about it, or should we talk about it so that we get to understand where you have come from?
Not wanting to talk about it, and not wanting to talk about it because it reminds you of itself, and not wanting to talk about it because you have buried things in the past there. I think those are two different things. There are people who have dealt with the issues and they've put them on hold, and there's no longer an emotional baggage that is attached to those issues. Then if I don't want to talk about it, simply means it's frustrating me. But if you don't want to talk about it because it has not been spoken about, it is still a can full of worms, you can be very sure that thing is going to erupt somewhere in the going of the relationship and in the going of life itself. So it's not just, I don't want to talk about my past. What are you afraid of talking about your past? Because you can never resurrect and come back to you today. We talk about it as you rightfully put it, so that we understand where we are coming from. Even better, if it's in a relationship, so that I avoid placing you in the same environment where you are coming from.
So in other words, you're simply saying that we need to maybe find a better way of understanding each other and asking these questions that are relevant enough for the betterment of a relationship. I
think Tikambotoriana my phone and we put our phones away and we really get down to thinking and we use some of these tools that I'm giving to the nation for free. When you sit down as couples, we sit down as young people, we sit down as professionals, we sit down as businesses, and we begin to make a self-analysis, personally driven self-analysis as to how do we begin to do any self-improvement, a company improvement, a relationship improvement, a national improvement. I mean, you can look at Zimbabwe. Where are we coming from? How did we start? What is the basis of ourselves as a nation? What are our limitations and what are our challenges as a nation? What goals do we have in mind for politicians? All of you, from opposition to leading party. What are the goals do you want to achieve in the future? What are the areas of success? What are the areas of failures? And then you can begin to see How is the health of the nation? How is the emotion of the nation? On that one, I might want to come back another day and say, we come from a history of violence. The question is, have we been taught how to deal without being violent? You may find that emotionally, as a country, as a whole, which has just come out of a liberation struggle, where we were taught to use violence to get our ends done, has that mindset been wiped away from us? Are our schools and churches and social structures intelligently re-informing, recalibrating the psychology of the nation so that it can begin to function, that we are no longer at war in our homes? We are now at home. The war is over. Let's look for other methods of resolving issues. So how do we calculate the health of the nation? How do we calculate the emotional intelligence of the nation? How do we improve the mental development of the nation? What quality of education are we giving out? Right now, I want to challenge all the university professors. You must all resign. Ask me why.
Why so? Why so?
They must all resign. How do you keep on producing people that are unemployable? How do you keep on teaching children that cannot create jobs? They all leave universities with pieces of CVs to go and look for jobs. Can't you just make an assessment and say the curriculum that we are using, the format that we are using for training the children, it is not functional. It's producing poor people instead of producing progressive people.
Let me hold you there, Bishop, so you can, if you can... If you can't log in onto our Facebook page, you can go on our WhatsApp platform. The envelope of success that we've got, it's actually our profile picture right now. So we can explain it to you, to those who can see it via their Facebook, their WhatsApp platform is the profile picture on 0712 831 172. That's how you can also get to follow on the envelope of success. If you're not on Facebook, just for the benefit, just a quick rundown, Bishop, using our profile picture on our WhatsApp platform. Let's explain it, pointing out on the numbers A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the benefit of somebody who's watching it on now.
First things first, line number 1, line number 2, build solid foundations. Line number 3 on top, understand your limitations. Line number 4, have clear goals in mind. Line number 5, learn to cope with failure. Line number 6, learn to cope with success. And triangle A, improve on your physical health. That's PI, physical intelligence. And triangle number 2 at the bottom there, EI, build, which is a B. Build good emotional intelligence. That's your EI. Improve on your attitude towards life. As Felicia Mabuza would say, your attitude determines your altitude. And then we have section C on top, MI, mental intelligence. Don't be lazy. Study, learn, grow, improve. And finally, on the end, the SI. You have good social intelligence. I think we can take some calls. We can take some calls. I see lots of people are trying to pop in there. If there is room for that. Okay, so now you've got the envelope of success on our WhatsApp platform 0712-831-172 is the profile picture. Now you can understand. Bishop. The first line, first things first. Well, some of you are smart enough to, and you are listening. Just retype and for the sake of our other students here. First things first, line 1. Line number 2, build solid foundations. Line number 3, understand your limitations. Understand your limitations. Line number 4, have clear goals in mind. Line number 5, learn to cope with failure. Line number 6, learn to cope with success. Triangle A, PI, physical intelligence. Improve your physical well-being. Be healthy. A healthy body produces a healthy mind. Triangle B, develop, improve your emotional intelligence.
Okay. Thanks so much to George Lee Maringe on our Facebook page for pinning up our WhatsApp platform number. We will ask our social team as well to pin it for you so that you'll be able to see that number, so you can take it for you to see the envelope of success that we have.
We also have our own WhatsApp group on the side, which other people can join. But I think Telegram is much better these days. They can just go for power, Maponga on power, then they will find us there.
So let's go on the line for 49652 and 54. Where you don't understand much about this envelope of success, feel free to get in touch with us right now. In the next 8 minutes, 498652 and 498654, we have Bishop Joshua Maponga in the studio. We're talking about the envelope of success. You can see this envelope on our profile picture on 0712 831 172. You can also get to see it on our Facebook page, which is Power FM Zimbabwe. Let's go on the line. Good morning on Power FM. Nobody on this one. Good morning on Power FM. 49652 and 54. Feel free to get in touch and let's hear your comments. You can also drop in a message on our WhatsApp platform. This one says professors have simply taken over teaching students how to remember and not how to think colonial curriculum. No, does it make any?
I think, but I hear the sense that we produce students that just know how to recite.
Okay,
but they can't think past the colonial system.
Put everything into practice. So
basically, the education that the colonizer gave us to manage us. Our new professors and institutions are simply re-feeding us with the same garbage. Hence I said they must resign. If you are going into an institution and your intention is to maintain the system, then you are not good for the African child. We need those that can transform the educational fraternity and institutions, that we can improve students and create students that can be solutions rather than problems.
Okay, let's see if we can pick somebody here. 498652 and 498654. Get in touch with us on our 2 studio numbers and let's see if we can pick somebody to give us a comment on. Keep trying on the 2 lines. That is 498652 and 498654. Just about 7 minutes to go. We are talking about the envelope of success. In case you've just logged on to the radio, we will share with you how you can get more info about all this. But this is a discussion that we've got to motivate you and to inspire you on how do you get yourself successful in everything that you're doing, be it in your work environment, your social life, your relationship, whichever situation. But is it something that needs to be applied, Bishop, to probably personal life yangu ininichete, or I can look at you and start analyzing you using this this envelope of success?
In group therapy and in group counseling, where you're doing it as a group, yes, you can use it as an external tool to assist someone. If you have someone that you want to help and you understand exactly what's happening here, then you can actually be talking to them and understanding as to which area of their lives do they need to start improving on. And I think this is a more holistic way of helping someone. It's not good just to say someone, hey, you want to go for a faro chat. You're already addressing his social intelligence, that you are neglecting other issues. But if you could sit the person down and take them through all the 4 triangles, you may actually end up helping them much more than just coming up with a lacerating text that can actually be discouraging.
Let's see if we can pick up a call on Good Morning on Power FM.
Morning, how are you?
Fine, and how are you doing today?
I'm fine.
You've got a comment or a question to the Bishop?
I've got a comment.
Okay.
I'd like to say thank you to the Bishop. I've been following him wakatanga kutama lessons ayo pa radio. It's not Gwasira. I've learned a lot. My family also. They read the book. They have a lot of things to thank the Bishop.
Okay.
Kungoti bukuri ariaka rakavhura vanhu vakawanda vandakaripa vese kuriverenga vakavhurwa njere dzavo nemeso avo. Zvimwe zvinhu taingozvitora lightly, but with that book ndakadzidza zvakawanda nekuzofollowa pavanouya vachitaura nekutsanangura. Zvakandibatsira. Now kana vatanga vana vangu vanototi ngatigare tese chinzwe program yaBishop. I thank God for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Esnat. Have yourself a great day. Okay.
Wow, so, that's a positive one for a change.
I like that. So a lot of people are saying that I can't see the profile picture. Yes, you can't see it if you haven't saved that number as Power FM Zimbabwe. Save that number 0712831172 so that you'll be able to see the profile picture. 0712831172. That is Power FM Zimbabwe. 49652 and 49654. Let's hear your comments and contributions to what we are discussing here.
I also have all this content in the book that I wrote entitled "So You Want to Be the Master." So actually, the full chapter, I dedicated a whole section to this envelope of success. So if others might want copies, they can talk to us outside of the broadcast here.
Okay. Good morning on Power FM.
Okay, hello.
Yes, you're live and ready. How are you, sir?
Fine, thanks.
Great.
I would like to speak to the bishop.
Please do.
Bishop Makadi.
Takaterera baba Makadi noima.
Iripo ndoda kutenda Mwari nechipo chamunacho. Munozwa kuti taona varume vakawanda vakaita kunge imimi sonyi kedu yaenda mberi zvakanaka sipereki. Mwari dai akuropafadzai.
Tinotenda baba, tinotenda.
Dzidziso dzenyu dzinotikurudzira zvimwe zvisingaite. Like inini I've learned a lot pama shopping skills amaitaura aiwa Mwari ngaakuropafadzai.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Share with others.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. We appreciate 49652 and 49654. Good morning on Power FM. Nobody on this one. Somebody should be on line 2. Good morning on Power. Hello, good morning.
How are you?
Fine, and how are you doing today? Please go ahead with your contribution.
All ears on you, sir.
Maponga.
Magadi baba.
Hello.
Magadi ni henyu.
Hello.
Taura izvenyu vakateerera vari kukunzwai.
Hello.
Hello, say good morning.
Morning, how are you?
You are doing great. Please go ahead. Bishop Maponga is listening to you. Sorry, say to save your credit, we have to drop the call. It's breaking big time. We can hardly hear you. What you can, if you can call back in the next 2 minutes before we wrap it off. We had to drop the call. It was breaking big time. Good morning on Power FM. Hello, Power FM Radio. Good morning. 49652 and 49654. This one says, hello. Okay. How can we be physically intelligent, Bishop, yet we are in deep lack of emotional intelligence? Ajis kufamba socially, Bishop. Stay blessed, Bishop. We need more from you. MJ from Royal Impact. Somebody, that's a good question. How can we be physically intelligent?
Be smart. Be smart when it comes to your health. Be smart. The fact that it's cooked doesn't mean it must be eaten.
Wow.
Yeah. Eat with a pinch. Don't drink everything. Don't eat everything. Don't sleep everywhere. Just be smart about your health. Yeah, you want to go for a night of fun and come back sick. be intelligent as far as looking after your mass matter.
That's physical intelligence.
It needs some thought around it. It does not just happen by accident that you become healthy. You make conscious decisions that make you healthy.
Okay, so that's for this week right here on Power FM. You spoke about the book. What's the name of the book?
So You Want to Be the Master. So You Want to Be the Master.
So You Want to Be the Master. What is this book all about? Just briefly.
Self-mastery. Before you can lead others, lead yourself. And I use the illustration of the Good Samaritan there. How do you run a breakdown service on the highway of life? And before you can help others, how do you help yourself?
Okay.
So it's quite. We'll do it. We'll do it on another season. I'll take you through the text.
So you can also join the group on 0719 425 406.
Yeah,
just the time. Just a quick one. Is this physical intelligence? Social intelligence?
It's now a person is living in their spirit now.
Which spirit are you talking about? Now, which spirit are you talking about?
Bishop Maponga, thank you so much. We'll speak to you again next week.
Fantastic.